We're gonna dive into box number 2, see how we do, and I'll put the yeah, I'll tally up what we got at the end, but at the end of the whole series here. But yeah, I'm just enjoying the art. I want to make sure to have as much as I can of the collection for like the sage, the commons, the rares of this set, and then really looking for those ancillary slot cards as much as possible, because those are the other heroes, and especially if I can get some of the generic M's a step between, and granted the other ones, the other one, but yeah, that's what I'm looking for is kind of the ancillary slots, the other cards of the series, while continuing to kind of make sure that I have my bare bones rares and commons of the set. So if I do want to build a Sage deck from this set, I will be able to do it without a problem, because I'll have all the commons and rares. So I don't know. At least in the modern way of Flesh and Blood, I'm buying like a set or a case, excuse me, and then filling out the rest of my collection with buying singles. But if you really want to go deep on Lightning and Lightning is your thing, you probably want to get more than one case if you can. But no need to force it. No need to force it. I know there's a lot of people who actually are not Lightning enjoyers. They are not Lightning enjoyers, and they're just they're even buying just the expansion slots, and they're buying the singles of this of the set, or just very specific cards for their heroes. And that is okay. That is okay. And honestly, that makes this game. Oh, but speaking of the other another, I'm taking that. I will take that. I like having majestics that are generic, because you never know. You never know with generic majestics, legendaries, if they're going to be playable, when they're going to be playable. Some look straight up interesting, like a little too interesting to ever be playable, but you never know. You never know. And it's always good to have that, so I always make sure to have all the generics. So I have all the generic M's and L's before this set, just ready on hand, play sets of them, because you never know. You never know. And that includes the Fabled. So the Fables are a little trickier in terms of affordability for some, but I think we're going to play this. Oh, here we go. This is a hit for the M slot. I don't play Warrior. I don't want to play Warrior. I will not be playing Warrior. But for any Warrior aficionados, looking for that, that is for you. If you want to figure out trades or things like that. But yeah, Warrior is definitely not a class I'm going to be playing. It is I will say that players love playing Warrior, that do play Warrior. A lot of tricks involved, kind of a pseudo assassins or attack react, or just front pumps. There's tons of ways to play Warrior, and there's a few ways to play a lot of different heroes in this game. Okay, fraying distance, conflicting thoughts. All right. All right. I'm personally looking out for the Fable in the set the most out of probably anything, though. Boltaris looks really cool. I feel like it's underpriced right now, honestly, for what it is, and what realistically, if people are not going to be opening this set, that seems like, oh, prices are going to fall, prices are going to fall. But then here's the thing: no one wants to open the set, so yeah, you never want to open the set. So therefore, sometime around the future, sometimes it kind of grows on price. Ooh, what's this art? It's kind of scary here. There we go. Target action gives +2, +4. Ah, I feel like this is a really weird cost barrier for this. This feels like just a worse pummel, because it doesn't have block value, and Pummel's very strong, and Pummel's a really cool card from original Welcome to Wraith, and very playable in certain heroes. Sometimes it's not playable, you just play it for the memes, but it's fun. It's fun that exists. Okay. All right. Getting through this the right stack here. Kind of a quiet box. Quiet box here. Let's see though. All right, first rare, core reaction, corrosive space dust. Put those rares over here. I'm also curious with the sub before this compendium of Wraith. So that one had a antiquity pack, which is like a special slot card for what they where you could pull something really crazy out of that. I'm really wondering what that's going to do to these box prices, like after the fact of the fact there is no antiquity pack, there is no like special lottery slot card that you can get in this. I know they priced it down because of that, but per box per case. But I'm really curious on the long term like EV expected value of this set because without that pack, and then if the Majestics are similar to Compendium, it could be you know, at least in the short term, it might be a little bit more of a sharper decline than people realize. That people are like, oh, what's going on, Flesh and Blood? It's like, don't worry, don't worry, just give it time. Give it time. As long as the player base keeps growing, the game is great. Players will adopt those things that weren't playable. Will be playable, and vice versa. So you just gotta go through the cycles. Go through the cycles. Yeah, this is not for the short term flipper. This is not for the short term player. If you get invested, get invested in a class you love and in a hero you love. Sometimes they rotate out with the living legend system, but they yeah they it takes a while typically for that unless they are broken out of the gate like Starvo or original Aurora. But don't worry. And then Sage is always there for you just in case you really love a hero playstyle. You can always play that for Sage. Oh, we got a ancillary slot here for Ranger. This is not really sure. This branch card. You can play it till the end of your turn. Okay, this is clearly Marlin. Okay, I'll take some Pirate Ranger. Oh, geez, totally knocked that down. Spider-Man. All right, keep going. All right, keep going to the. All right, fertility. Astral Strike. Okay, cool art. Love Astral Strike's art. Like Zeus-like character there. Kind of the maybe the human form of the Light and Strike art. Also kind of pushed, but very similar to E-Strike ability. So very similar art style or positioning makes sense. But E-Strike is, I think it's slowly going to be being power crept out of the game at some point. But you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. I think in certain heroes that lack action points. So like consider including bear thing. Okay, flow shard elemental. Polaris Pulse Ray, Beckoning Brilliance, and Astral Bridge EA something or other. Looks really cool. So I'm talking about the art. Look at that. Whatever that is. This is the top card of your deck into your graveyard and you play this turn. Deal one and play a card. I feel like this card's playable. Get sleep for that. That's not like a legendary per se, but it's very hard to pull. All right, just pull up some sleeves there. Still giving that a sleeve. Box two, pulled something cool. Astral Bridge. Like they Push Blood really makes you know too. Like just like One Piece. You pulled something cool. However, usually when you pull something that looks really cool, and not all the time, it tends to have some amount of value in it. But sometimes it doesn't. But most of the time it does. So I guess that is similar to One Piece too. But sometimes you pull this really badass looking um, rare, and you're just like, what's worth $5-7? Like that's with what I paid for the box. That kind of stings a little bit. So I will say that there's that angle in One Piece a little bit, but then again, that's why you should buy singles, and you should buy what you like, and try not to go gambling all the time. All right, what do we got here? Something rare, Comet Collision. Okay, just a cool looking art. Leech memory. Ooh, scary looking. Some of the art's kind of like disturbing, honestly, in this game a little bit sometimes, but most of the time it's cool. I would say like dark fantasy definitely lends to dark fantasy. Um, generally art style. Astral Bridge again. Okay then. Astral Bridges 4 days. Plenty of bridges. And then Mercurial Skies. With kind of a what is this? Mavrian Skies. It's Ode to Mavrian Skies, a card from original Crucible of War, the third set ever of Flesh and Blood. All right, let's our last packs of the box here. Okay, chromatic. Looks like we got Draco Fire again. Okay, so I have a playset of Draco Fire now, which is awesome actually, because I'm considering playing Draconic Hero as well. So there's a few things in between. That's the next hero of choice, but I want to stick with it. Whatever it is, I want to stick with it because I do not play the game enough in a competitive angle to be saying, "Oh yeah, I can play 4 different heroes," and I'm just good enough to figure out which one's the best one. No, no, no. I need to play. I need to play for a bit on the one hero and then get semi good. That's where I'm at. All right. Riftbreaker. Minus whatever. Yes. All right. So we are getting down to the last two packs. Two packs of the box. I can leave the paper packs. I'm just gonna tear right through them. I'm really, really glad also that in Compendium they actually had the chase card that you could pull like right at the front. That would be horrible to get damaged if you cared about that, especially with like more of the collect your piece cards that are, probably that Astral Bridge I pulled. That are like cold foil. Got a special texture on them. Okay, rares, flittering, force field. Yeah. All right. Okay, last pack. Last pack of the box. What do we got? Mercurial Sky is red. Typically, you like to see red. Cosmic Suture and nothing. All right, what we do in box two? So box one, let's see. We had these are two, three. Okay, three ancillary slots and three regulars. So six majestics, and then one cold foil majestic. So I guess technically seven. So a little under the pace of box one, but very close. Yeah, very close, I would say. And yeah, this is pretty cool actually. I like this art. Lightning Wizard. Astral Bridge. Okay. All right. Well, that's box two. Thanks for joining. We're halfway through.